everyone, it's the 1st of March and I really wanted to send you a video today to give you some tips because this is the most important time of the year for our health. And the reason it's the most important time is because we're switching over from winter into spring, and we've got the equinox, the most powerful time of the year, on the 21st of March, which indicates that changeover from winter into spring. Now, the reason it's so important is because if we can use this as an opportunity to shift the toxic load and all the gunk from the winter, we will get that spring energy that we need, which will see us through the whole of spring and the summer, and we will basically feel good. Okay, so what basically happens when we're changing seasons, particularly when we're moving from winter into spring, is that our lymph changes direction and actually thins. And that is why in the winter it actually thickens, and that gives us a tendency to get colds and get a little bit more gunkier. So how do we assist that even more? Because that changeover is happening naturally. But can you imagine if it's trying to happen in a body that's very sluggish, very dehydrated and full of toxicity and gunk? And I don't mean toxicity just on the physical level. It can also be on the emotional and the spiritual level as well, because we've always got to be considering the body as a whole. So we've got this situation with the lymph. How can we help it even more? And we've got 3 weeks now until the 21st of March. So I would really encourage you right now to, if you can, and if you might have done it already, but really clean up your diet. So make sure you're drinking the 4 pints of water a day. I'm always going on about that. Making sure that you've got those swollen grains in your diet, your soups, your stews, your veggies. And as we're moving into the springtime, we can start to bring in more of the above ground veg. So we can bring a bit more raw food back into our diet. But you may have found over the winter that you were sticking to the warmer foods, which is quite understandable. So you've got that to be getting on with, making sure that you're hydrated. Now you can also use some naturopathic techniques to really help with this shift. And you can do anything from skin brushing a couple of times a week, and only a couple of times a week, by the way, because the body actually gets used to it and then it doesn't have a good effect anymore. So the skin brushing is brushing up from the bottom of the feet, right up to the top of the body, but when you get to the heart you actually brush downwards. So you're brushing downwards from here, you're avoiding those sensitive areas, but you're just brushing the dry skin to slough off the dead skin cells and really get the circulation going, and therefore the lymphatics. The lymphatics doesn't have a pumping system the way the heart does, so you've really got to use techniques to help the lymphatic system to clear its gunk, the lymph to really clear the gunk in the body. And so things like exercise are really good, and these naturopathic techniques I'm telling you about. There's also hot and cold showering. So you know about hot and cold therapies, probably from the Swiss spas and German spas of past. You know, things like, the saunas and the steam rooms and the cold plunge pools. So the hot and cold is really good. Now, if you haven't got access to that, just do it in the shower. So start with a warm shower, get it really, really nice and warm, quite hot, and then the blast of cold for a minute, and then back to the warm shower again. And you can do that back and forth a few times. And this really stimulates the circulation to move to the surface of the skin and also to move in deep when the cold shower comes. And the lymph will follow that, so it's really helpful. Other things you can do oil pulling, which is where you put a tablespoon of coconut oil, good quality oil, something like organic cold pressed oil of some kind, and you hold it in your mouth for 20 minutes, it draws all the toxicity to it, and then you spit it out. You've got other techniques like juicing, which is really powerful at this time of year because it really helps the liver to clear its toxic load. I wouldn't be doing huge amounts of juicing if you've got a bit of a blocked colon. So if you suffer from irritable bowel, constipation or diarrhea, I'd be focusing more on the soaked linseeds, the short grain brown rice, the warm cups of water, and quinoa, those kinds of things, and soups and veggies and broths, making sure the bowel's open first. If your bowel is a bit, not in a great state, you can still do juicing. I just wouldn't do pints and pints of it in the form of a massive detox. But if you want to do a detox, you can do a pint of juice a day, but then you might want to do something like an enema or a colonic at the end of the week, so that you've got this real sort of pushing of toxins out of the cells and then drawing that toxicity out of the body. So you're really getting the toxins out of the cells and also getting the toxins out of the body. Otherwise, you can auto-intoxicate, and you don't want to be doing that. So really, this is the time, and there are other naturopathic techniques. There's other things, but there's so many things I could go into it, but I think we'll stick with that. I'm quite keen on enemas because they're very good at clearing the bowel. They help to re-educate the bowel. They're very gentle water enemas. Coffee enemas are very good for a good detox on the liver. But if you want to know more about that, it is best to come and see me. I don't give advice about enemas unless I've got your full case history, etc. So those are some of the things you can do. Like I say, you've got 3 weeks until the 21st, when we have the most powerful detox. We've got the full moon tomorrow as well, which is a bit of a detox itself, but it's nothing like the equinox. So use the equinox as an opportunity to feel good and to clear some of that toxic load that might be dragging around since winter. I don't think I'm going to go into any more now because, we could be going on forever, couldn't we? And I just wanted to get that sort of main message there to you. I hope you have a super weekend ahead. Lots of love to you all, and get in touch if you need any specific help. All the best. Bye.